Planet Zoo has been rated E10 plus by the ESRB for crude humor, mild blood, and mild violence. It is generally suitable for people aged 10 years and up. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back to the zoo. This is Jack, and this is the Waddannunggu Wildlife Center. Before we get into anything and we do everything, well, you know, we have some gameplay to do. Let's look at the VIP visitors. Ono-san, and I think there's some non-English characters in that name. That's what those boxes mean. Welcome to the zoo. We will take your free 20 conservation credits. Whoops, hold on. No. No naughty giraffes. Alright, we may have to go through the giraffes, or not the giraffes, the ostriches. Did I call them giraffes? Okay, who else do we have? We have Brahma, I think we were looking at. This is Brahma. We will say hello. Netcar 9910. Oh, isn't that a smooth operator? The Mouser 22. I love your hat. Okay, and finally we have Mava. Mava, who is currently in line to get a snack of some sort. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of the VIPs. Let's see. Maturation fighting with the ostriches. Okay, so we need to thin out the ostriches a little. Alright. Let's look at the list of animals, and we will bring up the common ostrich. What we'll do is we'll go through and check on all the species. How about that? Okay. So, yeah. 2, 3, 4. We have a lot of juveniles. These 4 are our primaries. These 4 are the children, so we will hit return to the, release to the wild. And there we go. That should do it. Also, I've got a lot of them here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my adult male on birth control for now until some of the chicks grow up. Okay, fighting among the Asian water monitor. Well, that explains it. We had babies in the water monitor pen also, so. Alright, these guys can all be released to the wild. And then these guys can go on birth control. Alright, what else do we got? We have a maturation over here. We now have an adult male, but he's an outsider because there's can be in a pack of springbucks, a herd of springbucks, there can really only be one male. So we're gonna go ahead and release him to the wild. Anything else? Okay, let's check out the sable antelopes. Well, she's kind of getting elderly, and so is he. But I'll let it go for now. Okay, Alika here is pregnant, so I can't release her and I can't sell her. So Shakura. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to put all these younger ones on birth control. I expect one or the other of these animals is going to die of old age. Let's release these two to the wild. And I think that's about it. The springbuck? Okay, let's look at the springbuck. The springbuck I might have already taken care of. Or not, we'll see. Okay, these are our primary adults. These guys, and we'll go ahead and put these two on life support and release these four to the wild. Okay. So now we can get to the fun part, building. Let me unfreeze the game. All right. The first thing I want to tell you is that this happened. This is the Thompson gazelle habitat. You notice I didn't do an episode on this? That's because I tried. I recorded the footage, I was editing the footage, and I accidentally deleted the footage beyond recovery. It just would not, I couldn't get it back. Or at least, to my skills. So anyway, I did build this. There's lots of places. These animals are very skittish, they're very shy, but I made sure to include lots of places where they could hide. They can hide behind plants, they can hide behind bushes, they can hide behind rocks, they can hide behind this hill that I put in the middle of their habitat, and this wall of rock right over here. They can hide there. So lots of places to hide. What we're going to be doing today is we are going to be adding a habitat for springbuck, and as you can see, I've already kind of measured it out. So anyway, yeah, let's get to it. Hold on, we have a maturation. Okay, and we can send him to the wild. So yeah, the springbuck, or not the springbuck, but the pronghorn antelope. Pronghorn antelope is actually an American species, and it's not actually an antelope. It just looks like one. So it's kind of cool. Hold on just a second. Let me look for something. Info boards. I'm looking for things I can use that are made out of the fake rocks that are recolorable. Oh well. So we're going to put in a habitat for the pronghorns. The pronghorns, like I said, are an American species. They're called pronghorn antelopes, but they're not actually antelopes. They are something else. They're a deer that resembles an antelope, has a lot of the same characteristics of an antelope, but is not an antelope. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through this fence building thing, because Lord knows watching me put down fences is the least exciting thing in this game. So I'm going, like I said, I'm going to fast forward past it so you don't have to put up with it. I will see you in a minute. Okay, and so I'm back, and this is basically what the habitat's going to look like. It's basically going to be a couple of conjoined circles. I think it's going to work out really well. I'm actually giving the pronghorn antelope more room than they require because I want them to feel comfortable. I want them to play around and run and prance and, you know, be animals. And that means giving them a lot of room. And there's nothing wrong with giving your animals more room than they require. Absolutely nothing. In fact, I know people who are like, oh, well, you know, they only need 300 square meters, so I'm only going to put 300 square meters in here. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the right idea. The right idea is to let the animals be the animals. And the more room you give them, the more likely they are to actually act like they're out in the wild. You know, the less they feel like they're in a cage and the more they feel like they're just out in the wild. So you got to give them a lot of room. It's just the best way to do it, hands down. Okay. We're going to get the barriers laid down, and I might double up on those fences, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. I mean, naturally, you know, there's going to be room between this fence and the path to put the barrier fence for the guests. But what I mean is, what I might do is I might take another copy of all these fences and raise them so it's, you know, 8, 9, 10 feet tall. Because antelope jump. They are fantastic jumpers, especially the Thompson's gazelles, which I showed you the habitat earlier. I'm glad I was able to get that done, even if I did lose all the footage. And I like how that habitat turned out. I haven't had any stress from the Thompson gazelles, and believe me, anybody with any experience in this game can tell you, Thompson gazelles get stressed out at the drop of a freaking hat. You know, somebody sneezes loud, they're stressed. Their food isn't on time, they're stressed. You know, their ice cream's the wrong color, stressed. Okay, maybe not the last one, but you get my idea. All right. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now I'm gonna give it a little landscaping. Not as much as that, but I am gonna. Well, I want a little more water than that. Oh well, you know what? That's fine. That is just fine. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It'll work. Okay. Now we're not going to do an internal shelter. What I'm going to do is a series of these things. I'm going to put one here. Right there. And then I think we're going to put another one right here. And this may alter the landscaping a little, but that's okay. Yeah, and it did. It did alter the landscaping, but that's okay. So let's find the smoother. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to have this come around and surround the rock like this. I may have to also increase the height of the rock, which is fine, again. So let's get the animals in. And I think we can unpause this now. There we go, the pronghorn antelopes. And you know, one is pregnant. This is a survivor from one of my previous zoos. All right. Pronghorn habitat. Okay. All right, so we have a couple of pronghorns in the place right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to pause this, and then I want to check for escape routes. None. Really? Cool. Cool beans. I like that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I think that'll work. Is it too close to the fence right here? Yes, it is.
The law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky. The forest protected shall prosper, the forest neglected shall die. You've an aptitude to change attitudes, cause we have to prove it's that planet to grab your shovel. There's work to do, the world's in trouble. You gotta build a zoo.